Mr. Dele Mahmood don't destroy Wike. Wike does not have any words again in the political space in Nigeria, honestly.
If we do not uproot this fellow, it's like a bone that is stuck in your neck. Until you get it out, there will be no rest there.
So guys, Mr. Dele Mahmood has destroyed Wike. I mean, this man has come hard on Wike. We know that Wike is being accused of working with the acting chairman of the PDP, and he wants to deliver PDP to Tinubu in 2027. So that is the plot, and the PDP members are now saying that they have to remove the acting chairman and elect a fresh chairman, because you can imagine, since after the rigging of the election, this acting chairman keeps working with Wike. He's very close to Wike. He visits Wike. He attends anything Wike is doing that he's invited. And the PDP is just waking up now to realize that, honestly, if they don't do anything, this man is going to deliver the PDP votes, to Wike, which will eventually be in favor of Tinubu. So, guys, a whole lot is happening in Nigeria ahead of 2027. We've seen what El-Rufai now is about to be probed. El-Rufai now is about to... We all know that El-Rufai is about to be probed. I mean, everybody is paving way for 2027. It's only Peter Obi who is still, in the business of talking about real issues, meeting with Nigerians, listening to Nigerians. But you see these other politicians, they are only planning ahead of 2027. So guys, let me allow you listen to what Mr. Dele Mahmood said about Wike and why he should be gotten rid of, from the party. Take a look at this.
Yesterday, we saw some members of your political party come up to ask for the resignation of the acting national chairman, accusing him of betraying the PDP. I do not know, as a member of the political party, whether you share their sentiment or whether you think that the acting chairman is doing the best he can.
Well, whether I share their sentiment or not, we have crisis, and most of it self-inflicted. Anybody who loves his or her party should be concerned, should be worried that nearly, over 1 year after the last presidential election, we are still applying one man to our party, a man who has since moved on to work for another party, and boasting that he will work for the party in the 2027 presidential election. I think until we will accept that truth, that if we do not uproot this fellow, it's like a bone that is stuck in your neck. Until you get it out, there will be no rest, there will be no peace. And I've said this on your platform several times, that if I had the power, I would have disciplined some people. You can work against your own party openly. I mean, any self-respecting person, if you are not satisfied where you are, you resign and go away. The party is not owned by you. The party made you everything that you are. Everything. Today, the rascality that is going on in Nigeria is so unfortunate, because you can see clearly that it seems we have two presidents now in Abuja. A man, no minister is supposed to be superior to anyone. But today, we have a super minister who drives in a presidential convoy of his own. And not why? Because he worked against this party. Look at our governors in Abia, in Enugu, in Benue, losing their senatorial bills just because of the ambition of one man. You see, what a man should know is that when you cut your nose thinking you want to spite your face, you will look very awkward. That's the case of Wike right now. Yes, he was my very good friend, and I continue to say that he was performing well in some areas, especially in the area of infrastructure. But when a man allows anger to take a better judgment of him, then everybody will leave him to roast in his own stew. So we've left him and we're watching him. Everybody's now watching him like a circus clown. Now, what is wrong with this man? How come you fight everybody? I remember when Dave, the former governor of Ebonyi, the day the man left our party. I've never seen such. He called everybody. He said he must attack the man. He granted serious interview. And I'm sure, you remember this scenario.
But we know that we've seen they're working together now. That's the way politics goes.
That is what but because he doesn't have the choice. Let me tell you, Wike feels he is fooling Tinubu and his people. But Tinubu's people know him well. Everybody, there's no Nigerian today who does not know that Wike cannot be trusted in any matter, especially if it affects his interest in power. For him, power is everything. Money is everything. Wike is not a moderate. He is a man who believes that everything must be absolute.
So, Chief, we have a few more minutes to go. So let me just ask you. Some say PDP brought these things upon themselves because in the first instance, they thought Peter Obi himself should have been the one to get the ticket. And when the party and several people watching from our side thought it was supposed to be him to get the ticket. And when the party orchestrated and did whatever they did, and then they couldn't even have him come back to the party. And that was the beginning of the whole downfall of the PDP. So if they had brought him back and look at the vote of PDP, the vote of Labour Party, combined votes, which hasn't happened. And they thought PDP have themselves to blame for all of this.
No. Chamberlain, maybe you have forgotten that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar beat Peter Obi in 2019. They still did not win. If we have to discuss this, we're going to do a PhD thesis today. But what I want to tell you, that you use the word orchestrate. Who orchestrated everything? Wike. Because Wike wanted the ticket by fear or foulness. And he went all out and obliterated Peter. That's what happened. If you ask me today, how come Peter Obi abandoned a party that gave him a vice presidential ticket in 2019, it's because of the likes of Wike. He was the one manipulating, bringing this chairman, remove this chairman, hire this person, fire that person. That is what happened.
So was it okay at that time when it was VP candidate? The party didn't have any objection to it at the time?
Oh no, the party at that time, because we didn't have a Wike ambition at that time, at that stage. So if they had allowed Peter Obi to remain and continue to work with Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, maybe things would have been different. But everybody ran away. The moment they saw the money power from Wike, everybody was in trepidation. That is what happened. And for people to say, as if it was Atiku or it was somebody who chased, no. The people decided that they were going to throw Zoni away when Wike's handpicked chairman and what have you. That's what happened. Well, everything was manipulated and orchestrated just in favor of Wike to get the ticket. And he almost did.
As you've said, if we're to really discuss this matter, we'll do a PhD thesis on this program, and perhaps even all of our 2 hours won't be enough. But right now, you're out of Nigeria, and I do not know when you're coming back. Even with the post you did to Nigerians, and please bear with me, was a picture of you taken in the UK, it would seem. So do you have any plans of coming back to Nigeria and, being amongst the people, just very much like the presidential candidate of the Labour Party? Is this something you still want to do?
I live, for information, I live amongst my people. And I'm already entering retirement. I just left Nigeria a few days ago, and I'm coming back to Nigeria in the next few days. I spend more time in Nigeria. I've just built a library resort in Ibadan, where I intend to spend more time producing books and doing academic work, and if possible, lecture some students here and there. Gratis.
All right.
I have a village home in my village in Yeve, in Owan East local government. So I am in Nigeria. I love Nigeria. I can afford to live anywhere in the world, but I choose to live in Nigeria.
All right.
So I have a home in London. Don't forget that I was in exile in London, so I've kept a home there.
All right, Chief.
I've worked in Ghana, so I live partly in Ghana, but Nigeria is home, and I'm coming back fully to Nigeria because we cannot continue with this rascality.
All right, thank you very much indeed, Chief Dele Mahmood, the former PDP presidential aspirant and publisher of Ovation magazine. We appreciate your time. 6 hours ahead of you we are, but yet you're still better. So thank you very much indeed once again.
Thank you. Thank you. But I know for a fact that wherever that person is, they can't trust. They know that a man who destroyed his own father's house would waste no time in destroying another person. Funny. So we're watching. But I know that it seems right now some people in our party have decided that enough. You know, they were being gentle, they didn't want to ruffle feathers, but today enough is enough. About anti-national chairman, I don't have much to say. I don't know that there are always rumors in politics. But if I were in his shoes, he has tried his best. And since the neck is supposed to meet, of course, you can see some people have already rushed to the courts again, which is very, very unfortunate. Some people are rushing to the courts to stop the neck meeting because the strategy is this. And fronter. I will be fronter in mentioning names now. The truth of the matter is that the man who is a minister in some Wike, who is sitting in Abuja, plotting with the ruling government to destroy his own party, but at the same time, keeping his own party in his pocket strategically because he still hopes and dreams of contesting in the near future, just in case Tinubu is not able to make it. I don't know how to do it. We can not all be in a state of connected stupidity. You are enjoying power in APC and you are keeping PDP in abeyance. And everybody's watching a party that has produced some of the greatest presidents Nigeria has ever known. From Baba Basanjo to Yaradu to Goodluck Jonathan. Then one young man who has been fortunate, extremely fortunate, to be local government chairman, to be a minister, to be a governor for 8 years, and now a minister again. This young man, who should be thanking God, he is the one holding all of us to ransom. We will all be fools if we don't react immediately. We must react and react vigorously. No matter how much money he is worth and he is spending, and the courts that give all these genuine, decisions must also be sanctioned by the judicial system. You cannot just be giving frivolous judgments, frivolous injunctions. The neck of a party should not meet after so many years. What kind of judiciary does that?
Well, Chief, so what happens to some of the serving governor or some of the former governors? In addition to that, do people expect that you will probably support a new presidential candidate entirely from the ones who vied before when the time comes in the party?
We have not reached that stage yet. We're jumping the gun. A party has to be in a state of stability before you start thinking about elections. And this is the problem with us in Nigeria. Everything for us is about the next election. It's not about governance. Look, I have participated twice in running the presidential race, and I can tell you, it's not a game of emotion. So many things are involved. What does it matter whether I support a new government? Is it about age? If it's about age, Joe Biden would not come after Obama. Joe Biden was vice president to Obama. So how come since Obama we've not been having younger people in power? We have Donald Trump, now we have Joe Biden. In Sierra Leone, we had a young man there. He was kicked out by his people, and they brought in Joseph Boakai. So, you see, what it takes to be a president of a country. Unfortunately, now, people like Wike are working with the Tinubu template of grab it, run with it, then go to court. That is not the democracy we fought for. And anybody who loves his country should be worried. But I can see that a lot of us have become gamblers. As long as I am comfortable or I have crossed the bridge, let the bridge collapse. It doesn't matter. I am telling you, whosoever wants to be president in 2027, if you want me to give you the analysis, I'll give it to you clearly. In the past, when I gave my analysis, people abused me thoroughly when I said, if you don't have this structure, that structure. Structure is not just about you or your party. There are so many issues involved. A structure where a president of the country votes and shows who he votes for, and sending subliminal messages to the security agencies, to INEC, to say this is where we stand, this is who we support. In a country where the president is tantamount to a god on earth. No. So any governor or any senator dreaming now that can take out Tinubu in 2027 must be dreaming, and dreaming big. It requires much more than that.
So, Chief, we'll talk about that when we return in just a moment. We need to go to this quick break, but don't go away because we will be right back. Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. We'll still have Chief Dele Mahmood here with us. He's joining us virtually. So, Chief, in addition to what you were going to say, let me ask. Now, assuming we had any other president, maybe from the NNPP, the PDP, or Labour Party in position or in power, what is the guarantee, or are there any guarantees whatsoever that things will be practically different? Because you did make reference to the economy, returning us to where we are. Because if we still have persons who pad the budget, or they still put line items like furniture allowance every year still around government, they still put cutlery in and around government, because you can't be buying those kind of things every year. Somebody somewhere is taking away the money. If you still have people who look out for their own personal interests above all else, and then in states, probably a similar narrative. So if there were any other person in there, given the way we play our politics, are there any guarantees that perhaps we might have even been any way economically better?
Again, my attitude is that you cannot guarantee anything in life until you have been tested. I always tell people, you cannot say you are a saint until you have been tempted. It's the same thing in governance. There are people, and I remember Lagos State, I like to give this example because I like the gentleman a lot, despite not being in this party, Mr. Deji Fashola. When he came, some of us were quite worried. Who is this quiet man? Where is he coming from? And he came. And he was able to demystify governance in Lagos. In fact, he surpassed what he met on ground. And that is why a lot of people see him as a Superman. You know, there was a man who people thought was just a dancer in PDP, my good friend, you know, now Governor Ademola Adeleke. I mean, I am so turned day and night watching him at work, calling his people and begging them, please let us work for our people. If we work for them, that's the only guarantee of the second term. But a situation where most people today in APC, they are already working for 2027 for Tinubu to be president again, when the whole country is up in smoke. This is the crux of the matter. You need men who have conscience.
So, Chief, pardon me to jump in there. You know,
no, just a minute, please. The rumor in town is that all this padding that you and I are complaining about, that it is not about just the Senate president or a few people in the Senate, that it's a way of the party stocking up against any eventuality in 2027. You can run a country like that. I also believe that for you to be a good president, you must have managed people and resources very well. A lot of the people they have around today have never managed any business. They lived perpetually on government. So that's when you find it. But when you have people, if you look at Peter Obi, if you look at Atiku Abubakar today, you will see that these are two strong businessmen. Whether you like them, you hate them, they've been able to manage people and manage resources. So the difference is clear. But right now, we have proliferated our government with people who don't care. Just get power. Whatever you do with it, run with it. This is going to affect us moving forward. And I hope that you and I will continue to speak up against this kind of rascality in our government, where a young man who has never done any business in his life, is on week I don't know of any business they are done in his life. So because you are able to buy everybody, which means that you have become Alpha and Omega. In Rivers, we had Governor Dele, we had Rotimi Amechi, we had everything. And this gentleman a few years ago, we thought was doing well in the area of infrastructure, but suddenly got intoxicated with this power. So you cannot be approached by anybody. You left as governor after 8 years. You want to control the governor who is there because you believe it was your houseboy.
So guys, you have seen it for yourself. Honestly, people like Wike needs to be dealt with, and people were like wondering, why is the PDP so quiet? Does it mean without Wike, PDP cannot function, despite the fact that he's no longer the governor of the state? He won't be funding the party the way he did before now. But why are they afraid of removing Wike? Is there anything they are hiding? Why is it that they could not even penalize Wike for working against the party? You can imagine that the PDP lost all the southeast states. I mean, they lost. Look at Abia, look at Anambra, and then you look at Imo. Look at even in Enugu, it was a fight. We all know that the Labour Party won Enugu. But you know, it was the courts that allowed this governor to stay. If not, the PDP would have lost out, you know, from all the southeastern states, because they wanted to protect one man who was there to destroy the party. So if they had acted faster, I mean, they would have rescued more states, you know, but they didn't. They were afraid of, you know, touching Wike, and even up to today, they are not yet ready to sanction Wike, at least to tell him that you cannot be part of the party and just be destabilizing the party, because Wike keeps telling you that he's still a member of the PDP. Nobody can remove him from the party, and he said he's working for Tinubu, and he's going to work for Tinubu in 2027. Nigerians, can you imagine this level of, you know, destabilization in the PDP? So guys, let me know what you have to say about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Thank you.